quick?
Yeah, we should.
So
I
the
mean,
guys
the one you
watch.
didn't
The guys
watch?
except me watched. Hand up. The 4th of July, which is Louis C.K.'s independently funded movie that he released on his website, right?
It's Louis,
Yeah, he
right?
like filmed it
It's
in
Louis
secret.
C.K., right?
Louis C.K.
Oh, I always said Louis C.K. I always said both, honestly. I've heard people say both. But either way, can I ask you a question? Not that I ever saw marketing for this movie from you guys, but like, did you think this was going to be a different movie than it actually was?
I absolutely did.
Okay. Because at the surface, to me, it looked like, I'm like, oh, this is going to be like some kind of like funny fucking,
I thought
witty comedy.
because he like was battling being canceled, and is like, fuck you, I'm still making content, whatever. He threw all his own money into making the movie. He didn't really promote it. He just kind of put it out there. It was his movie.
I
like,
never
hey,
saw a trailer for this movie or anything.
No, he
nothing.
did like a
Well,
surprise release of it.
I think it's been kind of whispers. Like for a while, they've been talking about it. Like I listened to a lot of the podcast that they do. All those comedians that were in it, they've been talking about it for a long time. Like so, I kind of knew it was coming out. Joe List, he's been talking about it. He was like co-creator with Louis. So I definitely knew it was coming out. I will agree that I thought it was going to be more a comedy than a dramedy. Okay, so that's what I would consider this, like a comedy drama. That's now I did not even realize that until Bones texted the group chat and said it was not a comedy, pretty much. So I went in with different expectations.
So did I.
But once I got that text from you, I went in with that. Okay, this is going to be a drama.
Yeah. So I think I went in. At least you had a heads up.
Yes.
When I went into it, I'm like, I'm ready to laugh my ass off. This movie is going to be hilarious. Especially, I heard them talking about it on like, I think Louis was on Rogan, so I was listening to that podcast, and the way they were hyping it up, like this movie is hilarious. People were dying laughing in the theater. I'm like, I literally didn't laugh one time during this movie.
I laughed a few times.
I thought it was dry. I thought it was just boring. I didn't
Nothing
really
happened.
Like it. Nothing.
Nothing happened in the whole movie. Nothing happened.
Well, yeah, it's supposed to be like not a coming of age.
Is this a guy with like a midlife crisis type of thing? Like, is this what's going on
No,
here?
he just has some like deep issues with his family.
Yeah.
So he's a recovering alcoholic, deep issues with the family.
Would you compare this movie more to like something like Funny People instead of like Wedding Crashers or something like
It
that?
was absolutely nothing like Wedding
Not
Crashers.
even close.
No, I'm saying in terms of something that's advertised as like a very upfront, like fucking slapstick
This
comedy.
is legit a
And-
drama.
Okay, so it's more like a
Drama
funny,
with funny elements, I would
like
call it.
Funny People.
No.
So Funny
Less,
People's funny
less,
than-
yes.
Funny.
Okay.
This was like okay, so I actually, because I got the heads up, I will agree that if I went in thinking it was a straight slapstick comedy, I probably wouldn't have liked it as much as I did. I actually really, really liked this movie, but I went in thinking it was going to be a drama. I like this movie, so I thought that mother was so believable. I thought the father looked like he was ready to kill himself the whole movie. I got a feeling of what it was like to be with that family. Okay, I thought that the comedians that were in there, some of them were very, very funny. Some of the jokes that they said.
Bobby Kelly was hilarious.
Bobby Kelly was very funny. When he slides into that booth when they're at the pizza store and he just slides and you see him sliding in the background, I was cracking up at that. One time, he's a jazz pianist, Joe List. Joe List's character is a jazz
That's
pianist.
hilarious.
He's a recovering alcoholic. Now, I'm pretty sure Joe List is a recovering alcoholic in real life.
So wait a minute, not to cut.
So
you
I
off.
think it's kind of a biography in
It's
a way.
based on his life.
Yes.
So Joe List is the main character in the movie.
Yeah.
Yes.
I thought like Louis C.K. self-directed.
Louis
a
C.K.
movie with
might be in
himself
this
as
movie
the-
for 3 minutes.
Okay, but
He's
directed
the
and wrote
therapist.
film.
He's his
Okay.
therapist, and no one's helping. No one helps out him. And they want him to go confront the family. They go up to a main house every 4th of July. It's like a family thing, and his family is just a bunch of booze bags, and they're kind of dicks to him, or he thinks they're dicks to him, and he's just felt like he's never been loved by his mother or his father. So he's always said that he needs to confront this. So what's happening is it's affecting his personal life because he doesn't think he should ever be a father. That's essentially what this whole movie is about. That he doesn't think he's good enough to have a father. He doesn't want to bring kids into the world that he grew up in because of his deep-seated issues. So he tells his wife to stay home. Like, I want to fucking confront my family. And then he goes there and he slowly starts to confront the family. But he's a jazz pianist and he's playing his jazz and all the kids, and they are just dropping a ton of F-bombs through this thing. So this was an uncancelable movie. They call them retards.
Oh,
Like
really?
there's a ton of retarded jokes. There was a lot of would you say that they were it was almost like an FU to cancel culture a little bit with some of the jokes?
Yeah, I get that. Which you can expect that from Louis.
Yeah.
I feel like.
Yeah.
But to me, I think the movie just like it didn't hit home. Nothing happened. I feel
Right,
like there
but-
was like no conclusion. They had one like He had finally just couldn't take it because his like uncle pantsed him and he like lost his fucking mind.
yeah.
So
some
he
of
like
the-
he like goes into the cabin and he like sitting down. It honestly, it kind of reminded me a lot of you, Marco. This movie.
Do you remember that time we sprayed one dollop of whipped cream on his shoulder?
He lost his
freaked
mind.
out.
Yeah.
I remember you bit his head. That was fucking hilarious.
So
Oh my God.
basically, he like.
But it was in his underwear
Such
too.
a
It didn't even show his prick. That's the best thing.
No,
I
it
know.
didn't.
He was literally like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah.
Well, you know what? You know what it was though.
Do that.
No, you know what it is though.
Yeah.
He was getting aggravated because every single one person was drunk around him.
Yeah.
Except him,
Yeah.
they
So,
were
so
all
like, you ever
hammered.
be around a bunch of drunk
Yeah,
people
yeah,
and you're not
exactly.
drunk?
You
That's
can't-
what it was
yeah,
like.
You can't do that.
So-
So you just about had
so
it.
Can I just tell you? He walks into the cabin. He starts playing piano. He's like really good at piano. He's a jazz pianist. And one of his cousins invites this other girl, her friend,
Oh my God.
and so she's listening to him play the piano, and she's like, "Wow, you're so good! Like, you should play for them." He's like, "Ah, nah, they don't give a shit." He's like, "No, she's like, I really think they will." And so basically, the whole family walks in. They're like, "Stop playing that gay fucking music."
No, they walk up to, they're like, jazz, more like jizz, because he just plays jazz music. Just
They're
the
like-
one line. The one-liners were funny. I thought
The
they were funny.
one-liners were funny there, but I think I went into it expecting
Yes.
to be like dying laughing, especially the conversation we had leading up into picking that movie where they're not making blockbuster comedies anymore.
It wasn't
so
a
I'm like,
blockbuster
finally, it's like we're gonna get Louis C.K. He wrote and directed. The dude is hilarious. It's very subtle, under the blanket comedy.
Didn't
Yeah,
he
it's
direct
definitely-
Dirty Work too?
No.
Well, I don't think
Louis
so.
C. He directed some other random ass fucking comedy
No,
in the
because
90s.
that's an unbelievable movie.
Great,
But no,
movie.
he definitely didn't.
Do you know Dirty Work got rated on Barstool Sports with that kid that's doing the top 100 movies of the 90s in New York? Got rated like 97th, I want to say, maybe 96th.
No,
Dirty
good
Work.
for him. That kid sucks.
I think it should be that low. I mean, movies.
I
in the
don't know.
90s.
Movies in the 90s? How many
So
movies did
many.
it came out in the 90s?
Oh, I am, dude.
It's probably like an accurate thing. I don't know.
Well, I'm trying to see who directed Dirty.
Anyways, so
oh,
Nico,
Bob
do you
Sa-
have
oh,
a take on this
Bob
movie?
Saget directed
I
Dirty
didn't.
Work.
yes,
That's what it was. I'm
yes.
sorry, I got that confused.
Yes.
But Louis
Thought it
C.K.
was-
directed something else. Hold on, let me look it up while you guys are talking. Go right
Can we
ahead.
get Nico's
I-
take on
yeah,
this
go right
movie?
ahead.
Because he did finally watch one of the movies of the week.
Thought the
time.
movie was a little bit dry. Again, there was like times where I would pick up I like watching movies that like I'm in tune to that like I just won't watch. Like I never even touch my phone. Like I'm always kind of like really locked in. Just felt the times that the movie was like kind of dragging. Some of the jokes were funny, but I also felt like kind of like the disconnect between the family or like the frustration that he has like trying to like kind of like pour it all out to him. But I like how the mother is. I
The
like
mother
the mother.
crushed the role.
I thought
They
the mother
crushed the
crushed
role,
the
and
role.
the unknown
Like he's like
actors,
the
pretty
tough
much.
love thing, or like trying to explain. It's just like my mom would do the same thing. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like the whole
Yeah.
that whole
No.
aspect. So like that part I liked.
It
But-
it was very realistic. The only thing I would say is they really played up that the whole family was fucking alcoholics. Like, I don't think that's realistic. Like, they made it seem like they were all fucking just booze bags.
Yeah, like he like any way that he turned, like it was just
That
like
would-
alcohol,
that to
alcohol,
me-
alcohol,
But
alcohol.
It was like the
alright.
4th of July weekend with your partying with your family, and I get like he doesn't drink anymore, so I think maybe his perception of it was a little.
But then
off.
just to
Yeah.
incent, put our family in like that position. If we were to like go up to a cabin and do all that, like you wouldn't have like every single person. If someone was like sober
Damn it.
running up to
Yeah,
you,
yeah.
hey, want to fucking get fucked up? Like, oh, you want to drink this? Oh, me and you were doing this. Like, no one, you know what I mean? I just kind of felt like that was like, I don't know. I kind of lost interest in the movie. I thought it was going to be something like really belly laugh funny, and it just what that's so. To your point, you knew what was coming. I essentially didn't. I just watched it from a blank. I thought it was a comedy, and
I wonder if you rewatched it knowing it's like a drama. Would
like
you,
a
would you still
biography,
like it?
no idea. Like didn't really like kind of like take that into perspective
think-
either.
if it was me, would I rewatch it? Probably with a different perspective, yes. Would I tell people to be like, you have to see this
No.
movie?
No.
I wouldn't. If they find it on their own, cool. Have your own judgment on it. But me personally, I'm not like, Al, you got to see this movie. You're going to love it. It's so funny.
Yeah, I
It's
think
so
but if,
good.
if someone was talking about drama, they like drama movies, I'd tell them to go watch it. It's a good little family, like biopic.
By the way, not to interject here, Louis C.K. directed Pootie Tang.
Pootie Tang.
Is that not the most
That's
random? Like,
That is funny.
I would have never guessed in 1,000
Pootie
years.
Tang.
Yeah. The second thing is this the most is this the most disappointed you've ever been by a movie, Justin?
No, absolutely
What
not.
is the most disappointing watch that you guys can think of off the top of your head where you're like, I just thought this movie was going to be something totally different, and this is just a complete fucking dud. Like, totally left me on the fucking, flat here with what I thought this was going to be.
I'm going to give you the same take I already gave you for this question in a different way you asked it.
Okay.
You asked me what movie I walked out on. Now, Hills Have Eyes 2, again, the worst movie ever made.
Did you have expectations of that being like?
That's
I
what
love, listen, I love horror movies.
Yeah.
I do. I thought it
Did
was
you like
going to
the
be.
first one?
I liked Hills Have Eyes 1.
Okay.
And it's John Carpenter, I believe, is the creator of Hills Have Eyes, correct? Am I wrong?
The original, I think, yeah.
So I understand it's a remake, but that movie, I'm going to, at some point, force you guys to watch that movie, and we'll talk about it.
I have no problem doing that.
Which movie again?
Hills Have Eyes 2.
Yeah, I don't know. Be all right.
Big Bo.
I don't know. I like the
fourth.
4th of July. I liked it. I would recommend watching it. I don't think you should run out and watch it, but if you like drama movies, watch it. It tells a good story about the family. I think. I thought it was. I also like everyone that was in that movie.
I
Yeah.
do too.
Like from a comedy.
I
aspect.
do too, and
Right.
that's why I think I was.
You've
why
always,
I was
you've always
disappointed.
liked Bobby Kelly.
Bobby
All of
Kelly's
them.
great.
All of them
Yeah,
are
you've
great.
always- you guys
But
all
even
like
like
Joe
Louis
List
C.K.
is super
Joe
funny.
List, all of them. So
It's so funny.
Yep.
I just think it was like the movie made me feel like a dark cloud, and I don't know if it was because like I watched this movie.
I would say it's depressing for sure.
Well, I was feeling loopy that day. I had a very long day. I had a colonoscopy in the morning, so
Yeah,
I
you
was
were
I had
fucking- yeah.
anesthesia
How's your
that
asshole?
day. Then we did the podcast, so I was just probably too drained,
So-
too tired.
You
and you
also
bought
watched-
that.
you
You
also-
spent the movie for the money. You felt like it was disappointing. So and you got the colonoscopy. So you got fucked in the ass a bunch of times.
I got fucked in the ass
Literally and figuratively.
twice.
Nice.
The only thing
I
would-
enjoy the movie.
The only thing
Nice.
I would tell you is I think you probably should have watched it like the next day. You literally watched it the second you got home and sent us all the link like the millisecond.
I know.
you walked
After
into your house.
after a
I
night
know.
after a night of Kelly's and
Yeah,
a whole
so
a
you
whole
got-
3 hour
You got bought a
podcast.
free movie, Mark, and you still didn't watch it.
I
7 days
apologize.
ago. You got
guys,
sent
listen,
to you
guys
7
know,
days
You guys
ago.
know I'm usually good with the movie thing. I hand up.
And you
I
know what?
apologize.
We'll
Hand
give
up.
we'll give
Hand
J,
up.
we'll give Jay Fine a pass because he wasn't in the group chat at when I sent that movie.
Yeah.
That's also
He
correct.
wasn't in the group.
I have
chat.
a movie.
What is it?
I'm gonna pick, and I want us all to watch it and just
I have
Go.
a question though.
Oh,
Do you?
okay.
Before you pick it.
yeah.
Before you pick it, do you think we should pick kind of newer movies, newer movies, or like really popular? old
I think
movies?
we should
Mix.
We should go personally. I think we should go for films that have like brought about like dialogue around the film. Instead
What
of
does
just
that
being
even
like,
mean?
yo, did everybody watch Me, Myself, and Irene? It's hysterical. You know what I'm saying? Not like I'm not saying that's a bad
That's
thing.
but that's what I'm saying. I agree with what you're saying in a way.
Yes.
So
Even
I
if
would think
it's movies-
newer, hyped up
Can
stuff.
Can you
4th
dumb
of
that
July,
down?
I agree, does have hype. I know you don't think that.
No, I didn't
But
say
in,
it.
like,
No,
that
no,
comedy
I thought
circle
so.
has a
No,
lot of
no,
hype.
listen, you guys put me on to 4th of July, and I
So
thought
what
it was
is-
a good idea.
So what?
What movie
So
were
no,
you
I'm
thinking?
just asking. What movie were you
What
thinking
movie
now?
would you watch?
The way that I thought about it, it's a newer movie. It's got an R rating to it, so we're gonna have some. I think we're gonna have some real comedy, and there's some stuff to pull from there. It's two guys that I think we can both analyze
Are you gonna
pretty
say
well.
Me Time?
I am gonna say Me
I
Time.
already watched it.
What's Me Time?
Okay.
Me Time.
It's
That's
with
fine.
Mark Wahlberg and Kevin Hart. It's on Netflix. They just came out with it.
Is it really? What do you think? Do you think that's one we should watch?
If we're gonna watch it, let's watch it.
I'd like to watch it. I love Kevin Hart. So I think the point of the movie is like Kevin Hart getting away with Mark Wahlberg, I believe it is.
All right, so I've seen it. So
You've seen
it's-
it.
Yeah, it's
I just seen
so
the trailer
Kevin
for it.
Hart's
so
character basically is like a stay-at-home dad. The wife has like a big-time job, and he has like one of his old buddies, Mark Wahlberg, is like this big time party guy. They used to
Pocky?
party.
Oh, party.
They used
I
to
thought
party
you said
all the
parking
time
guy.
to
I
get
was like, what the fuck?
party all the time together. One of his best friends. They're best friends. Wild man is Mark Wahlberg, and basically, the wife lets him have me time for a week, and he like hangs out with Mark
So
Wahlberg.
it's basically hall pass.
It's exactly like
Like
Hall
Hall
Pass.
Pass.
I'm gonna,
Yeah.
You know what? For that movie, I'm gonna go with the hall pass on that one. I'm sick of Kevin Hart's straight to. I said this last week.
Straight to Netflix thing.
Like I'm over it.
You
we
can't
gotta- we
blame
gotta-
Kevin
we gotta-
Hart though,
no,
because
we-
I would take that paycheck too.
Yeah, that's what
I
said
would
I
too. Don't get me wrong. I would definitely take the paycheck.
But we have to come up with something. I think a little, like I said, a little. More,
I
even
think
if it's
in
an
a
older
movie,
film,
a
like,
movie I told you last night, which I think was great, and you haven't seen it, and I don't know if anybody else has. You guys are Robert Pattinson fans?
Nope.
No,
Yeah, I
you don't
mean-
like Batman.
I liked Batman.
Okay,
I didn't
it's a
like
movie-
Robert.
it's
I
a
didn't
movie-
like Robert Pattinson.
I don't want you to watch Twilight. It's a movie called Good Time, and it's
Not
very.
Remember Me.
it's the no.
Do you know what called Remember Me
Here
the
we go
day
with it. Here we-
in
here we
the
go with
opening
this.
scene?
Here we go with this.
10 seconds in.
Jay, fine. When I tell you, right, listen, Al's toxic trait is probably the fact that he thinks he's figured out the ending of literally every single twist of every movie, like 5 minutes into the movie.
Anyone that's
If you
watching,
ask
I'm
this
right.
kid about any single movie twist,
He is
ever,
usually
he would-
right though. That's the second.
I
I
time.
was
like-
right about Remember Me in the beginning. It says New York's. It said like fall New York
2000 or something.
2001.
One, right? Yeah.
I'm like, oh, that's weird. Why are they saying that? 2001, and then you see that he's going into this big skyscraper. I'm like, is this going to be about September 11th? Bingo.
Did you see Remember Me?
No, I did not.
What do you think is like a what do you think is a movie you like would think we should all like watch again and kind of like I almost want to
Alright,
go
so-
for like an M. Night Shyamalan movie that people are kind of divided on because he always makes
I think we
movies
could
that are
talk
like,
about the Me Time movie. I do think it is like other movies, but I know what you're saying. But we can't be watching The fucking Village.
No, but I'm saying his new movie like old.
I've seen it like 3 times.
Did you
already.
really?
Yeah.
Did you like it?
This
kid's always watched everything like 8 times. It's unbelievable.
Listen, I went to the movies by myself, and then this girl was like, "Want to go on a date?" I'm like, "Sure." She's like, "Want to go see all?" I'm like, "Oh,
here
all
we go.
right, yeah, let's go."
So that all right. So old is up, but like again, we'll have to come up with something that's like.
Well, Jay Fine, what were you gonna say?
What were you gonna say, Jay Fine? Sorry.
I was gonna say there could be an opportunity. I know there's a couple movies recently that had like sequels and stuff made that like the original was like back in like the 90s or early 2000s, right? Like one that came to mind that I still haven't seen. Maybe you guys have seen it. Coming to America too.
Oh, I
Have
have
you,
seen that.
you guys seen
You
Coming to
watched
America
it.
too?
Was it good?
Was it good?
The first one was amazing.
I had no reason
That's
to
exactly
I
it.
had
The first
no,
one was
I had
amazing.
No
I
reason
hold
to
that
watch
one
the
close
first.
to my
That was
heart.
the
First
one.
one, I feel like if you watch it, you might be
I'm
slightly
now
disappointed.
that I would guarantee that's a movie that if that was on, I would turn it off.
Probably, I agree with you.
And I don't know. I haven't watched it, but I just guarantee that there's no fucking way.
I don't think
They shouldn't make another one of those.
they are making
Just
a
like they
new
should make another
Beverly Hills
Anchorman.
Cop. I did hear that.
They didn't need to make a second Anchorman at
But
all.
see, you can always
it wasn't
make
that bad.
you
though.
can always make action movies. You can always make
Yeah.
a second action movie because then it's telling a new story. When you go second comedy, it's very very hard to replicate the first one. That's why sequels work better with action movies.
That's why I'm happy that they never essentially made Step Brothers 2.
Yeah, they really didn't need to.
Yeah.
Honestly, I didn't think they needed.
Like
But
that'll.
like Al, to combat your point though, not really to combat. Like I disagree with you, but I'm saying I do agree that action is the easiest thing to do, like the long term sequel to. But I will say like it has flopped for certain movies, like fucking Independence Day Resurgence. That movie sucked cock. All the Men in Black sequels, they've gotten progressively worse. You know what I'm
but
saying?
those
Like
are enjoyable in a way.
maybe.
Where you can just turn your brain off.
Yeah,
I think the
maybe.
comedies like the Hangovers, they sucked the
They
second
sucked,
one.
yeah.
Do you know
The
what I
second
mean?
and third one.
So
Oh, I didn't think the second one was that bad. It wasn't as good as the first
Yeah,
one.
but how many
But I
times are you
could
gonna be
watch it.
fucking
I could still
hungover
watch it.
and yeah, but how many times are you gonna be hungover and have like a fucking adventure like that? You know.
Well, I can give you a couple
that whole idea.
Amazon Prime popular movies if you want that
No.
are
Give
out
us a
now.
list.
Last time was Midsummer, and that one was a bang.
Top Gun we all seen already. Black Phone.
Okay.
With
yeah.
Ethan
I can get
Hawke.
down
I
with
said,
Black Phone.
I said,
That was pretty good.
I said Black Phone.
X
Never
is
seen it.
Gonna give it to
Is
you?
that slasher movie?
it's not a slasher movie. It is a horror movie, but it's not a slasher movie.
Okay.
Oh
I
no,
gotta-
I see.
Nope was good. We talked about that one.
Me and Jay Fine talked about Nope.
Orphan First Kill.
Yeesh.
Orphan was a great movie.
The original one?
Everything, which I think would be a great movie to watch. Everything, Everywhere, All at Once.
I heard that was unbelievable.
I heard that movie was absolutely unbelievable. I don't really see anything.
Why
else.
don't we?
Let's just go Black Phone.
Call it a Black Phone. Call it a day.
Call it a day.
Black Phone is the Black
Hey,
Phone
there's a
Would you agree we're not doing Me Time?
just don't ask me to do another movie. I'll just listen to you guys because that's the third movie I've recommended and it's got shut down. So
Why?
I think we should have done it. I think
Never-
we should have done it. It is not that good of a movie.
that's okay if it's
yeah.
not that good of a movie.
I agree.
Most of these movies
We
I
have
haven't
to-
liked.
At some point, we have to take it. Marco wants to pick every movie. Marco's the showrunner. He's Vince McMahon right now.
Wait a minute. Justin just picked the Black Phone.
Black Phone. I said Black Phone.
I'm
week
down with
one.
Black Phone.
I'm
All
down
right, so
with
we
Black
picked
Phone.
your movie.
No, you didn't. You picked Justin's movie.
What do you?
But here's a little movie thing that I seen. You guys probably, Justin, I think you definitely are gonna probably like this one. So coming out December 23rd. First look at Christian Bale in a gothic thriller called The Pale Blue Eye, and
Can't fucking wait for that already. Whatever it is.
it's a film that follows a detective with his young cadet named Edgar Allan Poe investigating a series of murders in 1830.
Yeah, I'm already all fucking in on
That
that.
What is
sounds-
this?
I am
it's-
already all in.
It's called The Pale Blue Eye with Christian Bale.
I'll be there opening fucking night.
It is
When's
going
it
into
coming out?
theaters. It is right down at the bottom.
December 23rd in Netflix on January 6th. So it's only doing 13. Oh, because it's a Netflix movie. They're putting it in the movie theaters for 13 days, so they can probably try to get Oscar shit.
Yep.
So it's a Netflix movie.
Essentially.
Okay.
I'm all fucking in on that. Can't wait for that.
That sounds like a sick
unbelievable.
movie.
Yeah.
So that's my movie
unbelievable.
when that comes out.
Yeah.